Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, class. How are you today?
Morning, Miss. Morning, Miss. I'm good. How about you?
I'm good too. Thank you for asking me. For this session, do you have already read the book?
Yes, Miss. Yes, Miss.
Okay, I will share my share screen. Okay, guys, I will explain study expectation. Number one is students are able to predict what they hear will and involve the general detail and understand work, and the next is students are able to describe is happening in the audio picture, and the last is students are able to understand the idea of the conversation they are about to hear. Okay. I will explain today's topic is how to quickly improve your English listening skill anywhere. The number one is listen to the same English podcast every day for a week. So you can find a podcast that you find is interesting and entertaining, and you will choose one episode and you listen to the episode every day for a week while you are driving, reading the bus, and washing dishes. You can pick out phrases that are difficult to understand, and you can look them up on the first and second days. And don't forget to hit pause and listen again. After a couple of days, you should be able to listen out of this word and understand them. And you can also have to memorize part of the podcast and practice speaking them out loud and listen for difference between uh, uh, yourself and the speakers. And by the last day, you will find that you can understand much more on the first day as you're hearing the English podcast episode. You will be easier to listen to new audio in English. Next is read and listen to at the same time. So you can improve your listening skill, use two sources of information at the same time. It means that you should be not only listening, but also you getting your English for another place at the same time. The easiest way to this is by watching English video with English subtitle. So after that, you will be listening to and reading words. It's make you easier to understand everything and will help you to remember more. And the next is experiment different accent. Are you American movie is easier for you to understand than British movie? Or maybe opposite is true? So I think you might have trouble understanding some English accent when you first listen. It's normal, even native English speakers have trouble understanding different English accent. You can understand them all if you keep listening and remember that practice is make you perfect. If you think specific English accent is more difficult to understand for you, you have to keep practicing your listening skill audio from that accent. For example, if American English is challenging for you, you can try watching an American series or listening to American podcasts. And after that, you will have gotten to the accent and it will be much easier for you to understand. So the last is listen to yourself. If you having conversation with yourself, for your mirror on your head, you're already listening yourself. You can use own voice to practice your English listening skill. You can create imaginary conversation. Sorry, guys. So ask yourself question and give yourself answer and pretending to another person. If you have been listening to English, you already know how it sounds, and you have probably learned a lot of words. If you have to use, you can use in your imaginary conversation. And if you have unknown word, you can search in dictionary. Okay, guys, I think all of this explanation. Anyone to ask for this topic?
Miss, can I ask?
Okay, Balqis.
I cannot fully get the third point about the experiment with different accents. Like, can I have another example? Uh, another
Accent, a different accent.
like maybe the example of the accents.
Okay, I think it's Singapore accent, British accent, and American accent.
Okay, Miss, thank you.
Okay. Next, you will do exercise. I will click this link. Okay, guys, please listen carefully this audio. The speaker is describe their favorite things, so you have pay attention to this audio. Okay, I will start the video.
A. My favorite thing has to be my new tablet. It's really light and quite small, so I take it with me everywhere.
Sorry, guys.
I'm always writing messages to friends, and it's big enough to do college work on it too. It takes really good photos, and I play games and listen to music on it as well, of course. I often download films onto it and watch them in bed. My mom says I'm addicted because I'm always on it. I even read things on it at breakfast time. I'm not allowed to at dinner time, though. I have to be polite and talk to people then. Welcome back to real life, my mom says.
B. My favourite thing? Does my cat count as a thing? She's not really a thing, but anyway, she's a really beautiful little cat. I've had her since she was 4 months old. You know how some cats are really independent and hardly talk to you? I know cats don't really talk, but you know what I mean. Well, she's not like that at all. She's really affectionate and comes up to me as soon as I get home, purring away like mad. She makes a lot of noise for a tiny thing. She loves being stroked and comes and curls up next to me when I'm on the sofa. She's great company. C.
My new scooter. It's quite small, but fun, and just what I needed for getting around the city. I used to have quite a long walk to the metro, then a longish walk at the other end to get to college, but now I can just whiz there on my scooter, and there's no problem parking. There's always space for it. You have to be careful with the cars and lorries. They don't always see you. And when it rains, the surface of the road is terrible. It gets really slippery. But in general, it's perfect for me, and I can fit a friend on the back too. I've got an extra helmet for a friend. It's great. Riding along makes me feel so free.
E. This may sound a bit old-fashioned, but my sewing machine is my favourite thing. I'm studying fashion and love making things, as well as designing them. I also really love clothes myself and often buy second-hand clothes. Everyone loves the vintage look at the moment. And then I adapt them to my size. It's much easier using a machine to do that than doing it by hand. I do alterations for my mum and my sister too. If I don't make it as a designer, I suppose I can always set up my own alterations and customising business. Customising clothes by taking things off and adding things on is actually very creative, so I wouldn't mind that. E.
My set of Japanese knives. That sounds a bit sinister, doesn't it? But I'm not a murderer or anything. They're chef's knives, and the best ones come from Japan. Cooking is my new hobby. I got into it when I started watching MasterChef on TV. Then I went to an evening class for beginners, and I haven't looked back since. I try and have dinner for between 4 and 8 friends every 2 or 3 weeks. That gives me something to work towards, and I always do new dishes so they can try them out and give me feedback. It's quite an expensive hobby if you use good ingredients, but now my friends help towards the cost. They still get a good meal for a very low price.
This recording was brought...
Okay, I think it's enough. So guys, after listening the audio, we understand what is in audio.
Sorry, Miss, I can hear your voice.
After,
But I already turned the volume to the higher.
okay. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, miss.
Yes, Miss.
After listening the audio, do you understand what is in audio?
Clear, quite clear, miss. Clear enough.
Yes, Miss.
Okay. So after this, you will answer some questions. Okay, so you will answer the question number 2. Check your understanding matching. Anyone to be volunteer for number 1?
Can I, Miss?
Okay, Balqis.
The answer is a tablet.
Okay, what do you think, guys? The Balqis answer is correct.
Yes, Miss.
Okay, next is number 2. Anyone to answer number 2? Or I will choose you.
May I, Miss?
Okay, Sekar.
Um, the answer is E, a cat.
Okay, thank you for answer, Sekar. So what do you think, guys? It's right.
Right, Miss.
Okay. The next question is number 3. Anyone to answer number 3?
Yes, Miss. I
Okay, Rika, please answer the question number 3.
The answer is C, a scooter.
Okay, thank you for answer, Rika. What do you think, guys? It's right.
Yes,
Correct.
Miss.
Okay. The next exercise is check your understanding gap fill. So you will uh, fill the gaps. Do you want? Can anybody to be volunteer to answer number 1?
Mm, may I, Miss?
Okay, Sekar.
Um, my favorite thing has to be my new tablet. It's really light and quite small, so I take it with me everywhere. I'm always writing to friends, and it's big enough to do college work on it too. It takes a really good message, and I play games and listen to music on it as well, of course. I often download a film onto it and watch them in bed. My mom says I'm addict because I'm always on it. I even read things on it at breakfast time. I'm not allowed to at dinner time though. I have to be polite and talk to people then. Welcome back to real life, my mom says.
Thank you, Sekar, for answer the question. What do you think, guys? Sekar answer is right or not?
I think right, Miss. Correct.
Okay. The next question. Anyone to volunteer to answer number 2?
May I, Miss?
Okay, Rika.
My favorite thing, does my cat count as thing? She's not really a thing, but anyway, she's a really beautiful little cat. I've had her since she was 4 months old. You know how some cats are really independent and hardly talk to you? I know cats don't really talk, but you know what I mean. Well, she's not like that at all. She's really affectionate and comes up to me as soon as I get home, purring away like mad. She makes a lot of noise for a tiny thing. She loves being stroked and comes and cuddly up next to me when I'm on the sofa. She's great company.
Okay, okay, Rika, thank you for your answer. What do you think, guys? The Rika answer.
I think she's right, Miss.
Okay, the last question. Please, Balqis, answer number 3.
Okay. My new scooter, it's quite small but fun and just what I needed for getting around the city. I used to have quite a long walk to the metro, then a longish walk at the other end to get to college. But now I can just whiz there on my scooter and there's no problem parking. There's always space for it. You have to be careful with the cars and the lorries. They don't always see you, and when it rains, the surface of the road is terrible. It gets really slippery, but in general it's perfect for me and I can feel a friend on back too. I've got an extra helmet for a friend. It's great. Riding along makes me feel so free. Done, miss.
Thank you, Balqis, for answer. What do you think, guys? The Balqis answer.
Yes, Miss.
Right, Miss?
Okay, I think enough for the exercise. Uh, do you want to give your opinion from this material, or you want to ask something?
I think it's quite clear, miss.
Okay, I think it's enough for today. Uh, your your answer is correct. So you have done understanding this material. Thank you for joining the class, and thank you for showing your attention for this class. Good luck for your study and stay learning course and stay healthy. Thank you for joining my class.
Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.